Hi, it's Dreyer and welcome to the Financial Freedom Challenge, where our mission is to help you to create, to grow, to protect and to enjoy your life so that you can do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, where you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, without worrying about money or the next paycheck. And today I'd like to talk to you about skills, because if you really want to become a wealth creator, it's all about the skills, and all business skills as well as investment skills. We need to learn that. It is not something that we're born with. There are no gifts and talents and stuff like that. Everything that we need to do in terms of getting an investment growth rate that is going to be greater than your financial freedom growth rate is we have to learn it, okay? And that means that we have to master the skills. Now, the reason why I'd like to talk to you about this is because today is the first day of a new skill set that I'm going to learn. You can almost say that I'm going to start a new career, because I've decided to turn the 2 cents into 200,000 and more by simply learning how to invest in and how to use the blockchain as my next investment challenge. Okay? Now, what on earth is a blockchain? It's new technology, it's a new industry. In other words, everything is actually new. Now, it's not really new. It's been in existence now for about 10 years, and people are talking about it, but I see that the trend is there, and it's a trend that I believe is going to stay. So it's a new investment class, and very few people know what to do with this thing, because it is really, really volatile, right? And that simply means that there's great opportunities, but there's also the chance and opportunities to lose all of your money. So unless you're going to do it in the right way, it's not going to work. Now, today, I actually transfer the first R1 into a wallet, okay? So it's everything to me at this stage, or most of the stuff that I'm busy doing right now is new to me, and I need to learn how to do it and what it means, and how do you get it, and how do you protect it, and stuff like that. So by simply applying this wealth creator strategy, I want to prove that you can invest in anything and still get ahead and still secure that investment. Okay, so today I've transferred it, but the first R1, and I'm going to show that to you. Now, as part of the security setup, they wanted me they sent you a code or something so that you have to activate your account and to prove that this is who you are. So, but I haven't got a smartphone, I haven't got a cell phone. Okay, so immediately, not only do I need to learn about the blockchain and cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins and Ethereum and about 900 other cryptocurrencies that are available currently, but now I have to learn how to use a smartphone, or how to get the thing going. So I sent it to my wife's, and I ran to her and I said to her, okay, what's the code? And I put it in, and I thought that would be the end, but then each and every time that I log in, they want to verify that this is me and that I can log in. So it's like a double verification story or something like that. So I'm in a, it's going to be a challenge for me. Okay, so why on earth do I want to do it? Simply because I believe that this is going to be the future. I really and truly, I've been following this for quite some time, the trend. I've been seeing what is happening in terms of artificial intelligence. I see what is happening in terms of decentralization, and I think that is the reason why I would love to get involved in this technology of the blockchain technology, because I believe that it has got a million more applications that we can apply it, and the majority of those applications we don't even get. But I think it's going to cause massive disruption in a lot of industries, right? And the first one is going to be the financial industry and the banking industry and stuff like that. And that's the reason why I'd like to get involved. But I don't like to get involved because the blockchain in itself, the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum or stuff like that, there's no value, true value, there's no intrinsic value in the way that we perceive intrinsic value. In other words, the way that you value a property, or the way that you value say for example, stocks. You can't apply, or a business, you can't apply the same principles simply because it's a brand new industry and a brand new technology. For that reason, we need to find other ways, and I think that I'm getting the hang of it in terms of how to do evaluation. So let's say there's going to be 1,000 new cryptocurrencies. I do believe that only out of that 1,000 within the next couple of years, only about 10% is going to make it, and that will be the 10% that add most value to people, and then also not only add value, but that perceive to add value to other people, because all value is perceived. So the group that is going to get it right for other people to understand the value of that they have to offer in terms of on this blockchain, those are the people that's going to make it. So immediately, by simply putting in certain rules and regulations, like in with a wealth creator strategy, we can eliminate almost like 90% of those immediately off the table. And then the rest that remains is going to give us what we call asymmetric growth. And the moment that we combine that with the wealth creator strategy, I believe that I can formulate a system in order to make sure that my 2 cents will at least be 200,000 Rand within the next year. That's the goal. The second thing that I want to do, that's going to take time. I'm going to make mistakes. I know that, right? So I know that I'm going to, but it's not mistakes in the way that other people will see mistakes. I'm going to use each and every so-called failure, each and everything that is not working, to such an extent that I can start building my competency, in other words, my skills. And this is why I'd like to talk to you about skills, so that I can start improving. Because in the second year, I want to take the 200,000 to at least 2 million. And then I want to take this to 20 million or even 100 million, depending on how I feel at that stage. But the goal is for the first year just to get to 200,000 and to do it and secure that 200,000 whilst investing in cryptocurrencies or in the blockchain. Right, so why on earth do I want to do it? I want to prove, because I say to people, by following the wealth creator strategy, in other words, by being a wealth creator, that you can literally invest in anything. You know, you can invest in any business. You can start a business with no money, and then there's nothing that you basically can lose. But there's only an upside, which is an asymmetrical investment. And maybe if someone asks me, I'll explain at the later stage what that means. If I invest in property, the way that I do it, I structure, because there are 27 variables, asymmetrical investment. In other words, where the downside does not compare to the upside. We know that the lower the risk, the higher the growth. And because we can manipulate and because we can control the variables, or most of the variables, we're going to find that the lower the risk, the higher the growth, and that basically is an asymmetrical investment. And the blockchain is going to give us the opportunity, at least to me, the opportunity to invest in asymmetrical. So even though I know for a fact that some of the deals that I'm going to make is not going to work out, I know that the growth that I'm going to get on my money will be phenomenal. It's that simple, because I don't see it as an investment in the sense that everyone else is going to see it. I'm going to see it from the business side of investments. Okay, that's the way that I'm going to do it. And the moment that you do that, then I think that you can make a massive success with that. So what's your challenge for today? What skill must you learn, or what new skill must you learn in order to get to your dream? In other words, to get to financial freedom. And then once you've got that and you've identified that, then what is the first step that you can take in order to make this a reality? Today, I've taken the first step. I've opened a wallet, right? Now, it's not to say that I haven't studied this and I haven't looked at it before, but today is the first step. Today, I've made the commitment. I knew a couple of days ago that would be the commitment, but unless you start, you can't say, I've committed. So today, I've made the commitment and I've opened an account and I've transferred 1 Rand into that account, and they've accepted 1 Rand. So now I'm going to move on to the next step. So what's the first step that you can take to start this process? And then the challenge is to take it and perhaps give us feedback, or whatever it is that you've decided. What is the action step that you've taken today in order to make that a reality, or to start the process in order to make it reality. So in closing, always remember that in order to create financial freedom, you must make sure that you are going to do today what you're supposed to do, and that is to make it a perfect day. And that simply means that there's never going to be a day in your life that does not want and does not require you to take the responsibility, to have the intent, to put in the time, to put in the effort, to have the right mindsets. In other words, everything is about the mindset. I'm not just going to invest in the blockchain and hope that it's going to work. I'm going to apply the wealth creator strategy, the formula for riches, to it. And all I have to do is to make sure that I do not take any risk, right? And that if I do take risk, that I can manage that risk, and that I understand that risk, and that I understand the difference between symmetric investments and asymmetric investments, where the lower the risk, the higher the growth, and then how to set up a portfolio so that I make sure that at the end I will definitely win, right? And then you have to take action. I've started, and I'm going to take massive action, and most of the action that I'm going to take will be to understand and to really get a deeper understanding of how the blockchain and how that industry is working, and what the potential of that industry is, in order to position myself in that industry so that I can capitalize on that opportunity, because I think that is going to be the future. I think decentralization is something that, and I've talked about that several times in the past, where that one government or one financial institution can control you and basically rip you to pieces. I think that is going to disappear, and I think there's a new industry, there's a new a thing that is happening where it's more of a social nature. So there's a social value that will be attached in order to determine the intrinsic value of something. So the reason why we need to do it on a day-to-day basis, and why I'm doing this, is to show you that this is what I do, this is my life, okay? And I have to work on the mental side. Now I'm sharing some of the stuff with you in order to, maybe I can inspire you to take up a challenge and to form a habit. Because the moment that you've got this success habit, then everything is going to be okay. And that simply means that consistently you need to do every single day that needs to be done if you want to get the results that you want. And every single action that you take today, you must always keep in mind that action, that thought, that whatever is going on, there's always two outcomes. The one, it's going to help you to get closer to your goal, and the second one is going to take you away from your goal. And therefore, if you really want to secure financial freedom, you have to identify what skills do you need to master. In other words, it's very simple to become rich. You simply need to get the right information in the right order for the level of the game that you're at, and then you have to do it. And this is what I'm doing. I'm starting the skill that I'm going to learn. The first skill that I had to learn was to open a wallet, right? The second skill is, well, I need to get a cell phone or a smartphone and learn it, or a smart device and learn it. I'm not going to use it as a phone. I've never had the need to use it as a phone. But I can see that little thing can give you everything that a computer, as well as a lot more freedom. Of course, but I have to learn how to use it. It's a skill, right? And that is what we need to do. We need to learn the skills. But we need to do it in the right order. I'm not going to start trading unless I understand at least the basics of a blockchain and what cryptocurrency and what's the meaning of the cryptocurrency. And then I'm going to evaluate it to see, but what value will this thing add to the rest of the world? And not to a person, but to the rest of the world. Because I believe that thousands of these cryptocurrencies over the next couple of years will be directed to make someone rich, but it will not enhance and add value to the human race as such. So just by doing that, and this is perhaps a tip that I can give you, just by doing that you're going to eliminate, or I will be able to eliminate like 90-95% of all the cryptocurrencies that's in existence, as well as those that will arrive. So what is it that you need to challenge yourself today? What skill is it that you have to master in order to get to your goal, to that you want in life, to live your dream, to be who you want to be. Right. So if you've got any questions, comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment box and I'll see if I can help. And then also remember to subscribe to my blog, that is blog.hannesdreyer.com, if you're not already on it. And if you want to follow this process, I'm actually only going to start officially, well, I've started with the preparation phase today, but officially I'm going to start in January. And by the way, I'm going to invite all my Wealth Creator Method students to see this process. So I'm going to, because otherwise I won't be able to prove anything. So they will actually see step by step how I'm implementing that they are busy learning in terms of the Wealth Creator strategy, the formula for riches, the money-making machine or the money-making system, and how we apply that to the Wealth Creator strategy, the different levels, and how we apply the ruler's principle to this, the Mercedes principle, and all the stuff that I'm going to use in real life. So they will be able to witness that. So if you are interested, please make a comment and tell me if you're interested. And it's only going to be for those Wealth Creators Method students that will have access to this. Although I'm going to share and tell people this is the outcome, but I'm not going to take them and behind the scenes and tell them when I'm let's call it trading, you know. So those people, the moment that I trade, I will tell them this is what I bought, this is how much I've invested in that. You know, when I sell, when things do not turn out, how the heck am I going to handle the risk and stuff like that. So I'm not going to charge, if you're already a Wealth Creators Method student, I'm not going to charge you anything else. Plus, I'm going to add the full mentoring to that, so that you can have access to me and ask me any question regarding, well, not only to this challenge, but how can you do it. And I'll guarantee you, if you're a Wealth Creators Method student, that I guarantee you that by simply following me, you will get at least 1,000% growth on your investment by applying the Wealth Creator strategy to that investment, even if it's in cryptocurrency. In other words, I will show you how to, in cryptocurrency, get at least 1,000%. And if I can't do that, well, you've paid already. I will even refund you, because this is how sure I am that this is going to work out the way that it's going to work out. So regarding my heart rate, I've done what I was supposed to do. I feel good about that. In terms of the 2 cents challenge, you know, there's a month. It's the 1st of December. That means I want to start the 1st of January. So there's a month for me to get into this and to start preparing, so that we can, that I can get the ball rolling. And now that I've said it, I knew like a couple of days ago already what I wanted to do. But now that I've made it the commitment, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I feel good about that. Now, if you think that this can help other people, please share this video. If you think it can help them to create, to grow, to protect, and to enjoy their freedom. And then, yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed watching this and that you are busy learning. And I especially hope that you can see that by becoming a wealth creator, that you can offset any type of risk that life throws at you. So even if this does not work out, the intent is to use the blockchain in order to turn 2 cents into 200,000. And if we get to 200,000 within the next year, which we will, then to take it to at least 2 million, and then the 2 million to 20 million or so, and then perhaps 200 million. And I think that is going to give you an indication of the power of the wealth creator strategy and the power to be a wealth creator by using a new industry, a new technology, or old industries and old technologies to get at least 1 billion%, in my case, growth on my 2 cents investment. So I'll see you then tomorrow.